Alien was directed by Ridley Scott and was released back in 1979 and started a very big franchise. And in fact, I'm going to be reviewing Alien. That's going to be Aliens. That's going to be my next review. And for Horror Movie Month, I'm going to be reviewing Alien Resurrection. I'm going to be watching it for the first time. I've technically seen all the Alien movies except for Resurrection. So let's get into talking about one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time and one of the greatest horror films of all time in general. And this movie is absolutely one of my all-time favorite films. So the story of Alien takes place of this crew called the Stroma who detect a signal that's on some kind of weird planet, and this weird entity thing attaches itself to one of the crew members after it hatches out of an egg, and later on it chest bursts out of Kane's chest, who is the person who's been impregnated by this creature called the Facehugger, and it gives birth to this creature known as the Xenomorph, and it escapes in the ship and begins to kill off all the crew members one by one. Alien is such a revolutionary film from special effects standpoints to concept standpoints. There are so many things to love about films like Alien. This film is one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love this movie. This movie has everything. It has contained suspense, and I absolutely adore films that have contained suspense, because to me, movies that have a lot of gore and stuff like that and a lot of jump scares, those movies don't in particular scare me. For a movie to scare me, you have to have tension and great suspense. And Alien does it really perfectly that a lot of other horror films could do or cannot do. And this is one of the few horror movies that actually succeed on doing that. The characters in Alien are very, very relatable and very lovable. Sigourney Weaver, amazing in this movie as Ripley, as well as the other characters who are part of the crew. Kane, Dallas, Parker, Brent. Every single character that's a part of this crew is very relatable. And the film just gives us time to experience every single character that's part of the story. But out of all the characters, Ripley is no doubt the best. She is definitely the best character. She takes leadership, even though Dallas is technically the captain of the ship. She takes leadership. She knows how to follow protocol, and especially when situations are going on, she can't usually follow up with them because it's against protocol. Ripley knows what she's doing, and she gets stuff done from beginning all the way to the final act of the film. You can tell that this character just blossoms throughout the entire runtime of the film, and from beginning to ending, you don't necessarily know who the main character is in this film, because you get invested until every single character that's on screen, until all the characters except Ripley get wiped out. You can tell that Ripley's the last hero standing, and she's technically the main character of this entire story, and she really does commit in this film. Sigourney Weaver, absolutely perfect as Ripley in this movie. She's one of my all-time favorite actors. Some of the things that I really adore about Alien is how Ridley Scott chooses to direct this film. Ridley Scott decided to direct this film so suspensefully and such at a perfect pace. This film never lags at its direction or pacing or story writing. Everything in this film is absolutely phenomenal. Everything that's set up in Alien, the way the ship looks, by the way, which is one of the greatest looking ships of all time in any film, aside from other ships that we've seen in other movies like Star Wars. It sort of have that similar feel to it, but like I said, Ridley Scott decided to direct this film so masterfully. No one directs sci-fi films like Ridley Scott. No one. Not only all of his sci-fi films look groundbreakingly beautiful, they all have something special about them, and Ridley Scott delivers his styles in all of his films that he makes. Alien is by far one of his best. It's just that every single shot in Alien, even when the creature, the xenomorph, isn't even on screen, every single shot in this film just gives you goosebumps, and it just makes you feel disturbed for some reason. It makes you feel on edge. Every shot that Ridley Scott delivers in this film keeps you inside of his grasp, and he never lets you out. There's never really a moment to breathe in films like Alien. The direction in this film is absolutely on point. But now let's talk about the xenomorph in this film. This is by far one of the greatest creature monster designs in any film. I absolutely love this thing. The xenomorph is amazing. The things that it does to these humans. It's just that once you first technically watch Alien, the disturbance is that you don't know what this thing is going to look like once it appears on screen. You don't even know what it's going to do to these people. And the mind setting of that, because of Ridley Scott's amazing direction, is absolutely on point. It's amazing. It is fantastic on how well directed this film is. Now let's talk about the chest burst scene, which is obviously an iconic scene in cinema. And I'm sure a lot of you know this, but the actors were actually unaware of the little xenomorph that was going to pop out of John Hurt's chest. Which, by the way, rest in peace, John Hurt. You were a very fantastic actor. You had to pass away recently, and it's sad that you didn't get to see Alien Covenant or anything like that. But rest in peace, fantastic actor. So the actors were unaware of the xenomorph that was going to pop out of John Hurt's chest, and their reactions were real when that thing went. Ah! They were actually scared. No one told them that was going to happen, and it was actually absolutely amazing. Every time I watch that, it always puts a smile in my face, just knowing that these actors' reactions were legit, and it's so incredible on how well set up that scene was. It is really great. Now let's talk about the famous plot twist in Alien. Obviously, when it's revealed that Ash is a android, which, by the way, is perfect. The idea of setting all this up for Ash to bring the specimen back to Earth, and while the people sent an android on board on the Nostromo, absolutely fantastic story writing right there. It is absolutely fantastic on everything that happens in these moments when you find out that Ash is a robot, is an android that was sent by the company to bring the specimen back on Earth. And all of these scenes that you're seeing when Ash is trying to communicate with Ripley about this life form, it is great writing, and I don't think any other sci-fi horror film will ever top. And just so you know, I'm just gonna let you guys know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about this amazing, fantastic, masterpiece, classic film, Alien, but just in case some of you don't know, there is a director's cut version of Alien. So out of the two versions, which are the theatrical release and the director's cut, the director's cut is probably the best. The theatrical release is a really great, fun experience. But once you watch the director's cut, it's almost like something fresh out of the box. There are like many scenes in there that you will not find in the theatrical release that are absolutely amazing. Ridley Scott really knows how to make his director's cuts and stuff like that. He's pretty good at adding deleted scenes in films. He knows what should and shouldn't be in a film, especially when he goes on directing such beautiful and great movies like this. It's just that in the director's cut, there's just more scenes that are just thrown at you, and some of them don't really explain it in the theatrical, but once you watch the director's cut, it is absolutely jaw-breaking. The director's cut is perfect. The director's cut of Ridley Scott's Alien, it is on point. It is fantastic. If you get a chance to watch Alien again, watch the director's cut if you haven't seen it. If you've seen the theatrical release and if you loved it, watch the director's cut because you will love it even more. You would probably love it even more than the theatrical release. But the director's cut is a really great experience, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. But anyway, yes. Other than that, Alien is literally one of my all-time favorite movies. This movie has stood the test of time since its initial release. It has fantastic characters. It has an incredible story. It has an insane creature, an amazing creature, the Xenomorph, one of the most iconic monster creatures in cinema, and it's very scary. It's highly suspenseful. It's masterfully directed by Ridley Scott. And it's one of his best films, definitely. And it's going to be really hard for another sci-fi or horror film to top this movie. This movie is absolutely iconic, and it's a classic. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Alien definitely gets an A+. So guys, thank you so much for watching this review of Alien. Look forward to my next review that I'm going to be doing of Aliens. Can't wait to review that. I want to finish up some more of my modern reviews before I get to Horror Movie Month. Can't wait to review horror movies on Horror Movie Month. This year is going to be pretty fun. I'm still debating on what movie I should review on the day of Halloween, though, on October 31st. I have plenty of time to plan that, because October is technically like almost a month away. So it's already like August is already ending, so technically October is. I have plenty of time to plan that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for. You guys are the single one of you. Look forward to the next ones and other reviews I'll be doing. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out. God, I hope that.